Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Night City Stargazers, episode 23. Where we had left off, our group of edge runners had finished up some meetings with some very important people to get their plan underway. This plan to take out one of the most powerful solos in the employ of Arasaka, a security personnel by the call sign of Die Hard. A man who answers directly to a Susan Abernathy. Arasaka counterintelligence pays well, and, well, there's a desire about these edge runners that wants to get this player off the board. And so now that they have finished up some initial meetings, they get together to maybe grease the wheels a little. Trix got everyone together with the idea that maybe they should pitch in to provide the nomads of Night City with a bit of alcohol. Something to gift and show good faith before the meeting Loup has with their leader Saul. And so, that's where we pick up. Trix, to buy your alcohol, do you find the nicest liquor store that you could possibly afford? Or are you looking for the cheapest shit out of the bodega down the street?
Actually looking for a mixture. Gotta mix some nice shit in with the bad shit.
Especially seeing a friend of yours is the bartender for the nomads of the Aldecaldos.
Yep. She's looking to spend about 1,000 eddies on a mixture of the two. Nothing lower than like standard quality, I think it is.
Okay. So no poor quality booze. You're looking for standard quality and above. So... So, what you could do is you can get several nice bottles for about 100, 250 each. You can get some that are a little bit more mid for maybe somewhere around 50, 75. So how many bottles are you looking to get? You said about 1,000 that you want to try and dump into this.
Yeah. So that's about 4 bottles of the higher end stuff.
Of
the rest can go into like mid quality. Yeah.
Okay. So you're getting 4 that are kind of in the 250 range. Yeah. A mix between like anything in particular? Do you have a favorite?
Nope, she's just kind of grabbing a mixture of them. Because these are, well, for the avocados. Doesn't know what kind of high-end stuff they like. If they like any high-end stuff at all.
Yeah, so I think you throw in a couple of cases of nice beer. You throw in maybe a bottle or 2 of nice vodka, some rum, maybe some 10 cents on tequila, maybe a couple things that maybe make some cocktails with, because as not often as Molly gets to make cocktails, she really does like to. she's kind of a
Oh, yeah.
sweet drink kind of person herself. So mixing some Nicola and some very smooth rum together is kind of one of her favorites. And so you end up picking her favorite rum and a case of sodas as well, totaling out at about 1,000 eddies.
This should do nicely.
And Lou and Fxture, when you see Trix, kind of almost come up to the one of your vehicles with a cart full of beverages of all kinds. Several cases, it seems, of various things. It's no wonder she asked you guys to come and accompany her, as she only has her motorcycle and needs to transport this in some way.
I don't know if you noticed, girly, but we haven't exactly finished this job yet.
Look, one of my friends runs the bar out there. Kinda owe her a little bit, so figured this might make her happy.
Let's see. Well, greasing the wheels costs money, I get it.
Yep.
I hope it pays off.
I hope so too. Just keeps them happy for a little bit.
Think you need to keep people happy, do you?
Have you ever been amongst nomads, Steve?
Now, I can't say I have personally, but I've heard a few things about them.
When you've been out on the road for a long, long time, trust me, one of the first things you're going to want is a nice cold drink.
Never one for a natural heat, so can't say
Especially
I'm
when all your equipment
surprised.
wants to fall apart.
Yeah. That's why I don't go out that way too often. I got enough falling apart. I don't need anything else doing that.
What, like your life?
Now, hey there. I am a very respectable reporter, okay? You don't gotta... I have a career, okay? It's not going very well, but I have a career. Well, it is going well, to be fair. Going better than it had before, but that's besides the point.
Anyway, I guess I'll help you get this loaded up.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Alright. After a couple of minutes, you finish loading everything up. You make sure that it isn't going to rattle too much and break any bottles or anything like that. So, once you're all loaded, what's next?
Well, who's driving us on this here incursion? Or excursion?
Well, Lou's gonna be driving her truck. I'm gonna be on my bike. Which
Well,
is kind of normal.
you're gonna make me blaze my own saddles. I see how it is.
Come on,
Ride with
you
me
ride
if you
shotgun.
want.
Ah, heck
Oh.
yeah, I'll take that. Oh, hold on now. This isn't the first time that two ladies have fought over me, but this is a
No.
little quicker on the draw here.
Don't,
Lou, you can have him.
don't, please. You should take the seat of honor on the back of the bike. You chew up as much grit as you can handle.
Oh, come on. I was joking. Besides, I
No,
got a little too many flings going on anyway.
no, please. It'll be good for you.
Well, no bad lady. Looks like you're stuck with me.
Joy, I get to show you a little bit of fun then.
I'm always down for some fun.
Lou, you know the way there, right?
Location of the meet.
She would have given the address and all that.
Yeah. It's on the outskirts of town, but not terribly far.
Move at the speed you want, honeydew.
Excellent. You might want to hold on.
I'm known to hold on. Don't you worry.
Should I stop and get him a helmet? Or do you think he'll be fine?
You know what? I've got my armor jack in the car. You can wear that.
No, I don't. I think I can handle a nice ride. All right. I don't think I need any sort of safety equipment. All right.
You heard him.
Alright. And the second he's on and grabbed hold, she's taking off. Doing a fucking wheelie down the fucking road.
Ooh.
Yeah!
Trix, I have no doubt that you, my friend, are very adept at driving a vehicle of this magnitude in a wheelie form with a passenger. That's not the issue here. Fxture, I need some kind of check from you. I am going to... So, first I suppose I should ask, Trix,
Yeah.
how dangerous are you making this trip?
She's not making it so dangerous as that she wants him to get hurt. She's just trying to scare him a little bit. So she's not actively trying to throw him off or anything.
So something of an intimidation, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay. So...
Yeah.
Now, there's not really a skill specific to the riding of vehicles as a passenger, but I think an endurance check versus Trix's some kind of social role.
Endurance.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
That's
some
fun,
kind
man.
of...
Oh Lord.
Let's see, is
All
there...
right, we're just gonna...
Is there some kind of intimidation check? I'm not seeing it, really.
I don't think there is, unfortunately.
Okay.
There's like an interrogation check, which I guess would be as close to that as you could get, but...
Not what I'm looking for, though.
Yeah. Like that.
So...
Oh boy.
In fact, I'm going to say it's going to be more akin to acting.
Okay.
Acting versus endurance.
Alright. Well, let's see where the wheels take me.
Okay. Trix, He's a little more well balanced on a motorcycle. I almost said something else. A little more well balanced on a motorcycle than you had originally anticipated.
Other statement.
Even
May not be
through
true either.
even through some of the tricks that you're kind of pulling off, kind of veering off of the beaten path a little bit to get a little bit of air, as it were, on the motorcycle from time to time. He seems pretty cool. He's not freaking out necessarily. This guy might have more experience on a bike than you had originally anticipated. Maybe even a little impressed.
Maybe he's holding it together.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if she wanted to turn it up, she could, but she's not.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. But after a little bit of time, you make it to the outskirts near not too far outside the little the sort of trailer park outside of Night City. There's another little sort of bump in the road that's mostly abandoned at this point. There was some service stations, a little bit of housing, but it's mostly gone up in smoke in that there's not really anybody here anymore. It's just kind of left to its own devices. One of the things that you do notice, though, however, Trix, is that Saul's vehicle and a couple of others have already pulled up. And you anticipated that he might come with backup, as this does tend to be a little bit of a hot spot for trade, especially with the Aldecaldos for sure, but also the Raffins and other nefarious gang types. Always a good thing to come prepared.
Oh, yeah. She'll pull up and wait for Lou to get there.
And Lou, you're not terribly far behind.
Yeah, she pulls up and gets out.
And on a fairly hot sort of desert day as it is, you start heading towards the building that was indicated as your meet spot. And Trix and the rest of you can unload the alcohol if you so wish, or you could do so after you've been introduced. It's your call.
Probably do so after the introductions have been made.
Okay. And Lou, when you and Fxture enter in, you see that there's a number of people who have also kind of taken up a bit of seating in this particular place. Looks like it's maybe once was a bar. There's tables and chairs kind of strewn about. There is a bar on one side of the table, one side of the wall. But most everything else, as far as decor, anything of value, maybe even fixtures, all of it's kind of been stripped out for, what it might be worth. And so, in this place, where there are windows, but it is otherwise relatively dark, there's been some lanterns that have kind of strewed about the place to give it a little bit more light on the interior versus the windows that are kind of letting in all the natural light of the daytime. One of which is a kind of tall and muscular man, kind of got wavy hair, kind of down to his chin, kind of a bit of a scruffy beard. Looks like he is wearing kind of a like a pocketed military vest. And on each of the individuals that you see in this place, you do see that they're obviously carrying some kind of firearm. Not even making the attempt at concealing them.
Sure, it's gonna go right over to Saul. Morning.
Good morning. Which one is the Fxture? Kind of looks
Point
between
back
Lou
at
and
Lou.
Fix.
She's gonna point over at Lou. That's Lou. Crew Fixer. The other one's Fxture. New guy.
New guy. Must mean that you're still proving yourself.
Well, when people tend to disappear, kind of leave spots open. That and our fourth one is off doing who the hell knows what at this point.
Oh, probably dealing with Calhoun again. Who knows? Those two always keep each other busy, from what I know. Or whatever his name was, I honestly don't know. I've already started drinking, by the way. I took some of the supply out of the out of your run.
I elbow the shit out of Fxture. Boy, Trix, it's like you could see the future.
Right.
Bit of a hodgepodge crew.
Lou steps forward. Says, yeah, we're funny that way. Suppose it's like, family. Can't always pick them. But he came recommended by, leading this project.
All right.
He's gonna help us get to the goal. No matter what his mouth does in the meantime.
Oh, trust me, it's gonna get me in so much trouble, but it's gonna be so much fun.
Hi,
So,
I'm Lou.
Saul, he reaches out a sort of meaty hand to meet yours.
Yeah, I'm sure that Lou's hand is dwarfed in comparison. Lily white by comparison as well. She shakes his hand for as firmly as she can do.
In fact, I suppose that is a question I should ask you. What kind of style of clothing do you both wear, Lou and Fxture?
Lou is dressed in her typical urban flash. Red coat, flash boots, simple undershirt, and jeans.
Mildly flashy, but not terribly.
Yeah.
Stands out as much as she can afford to.
Ah. What about you, Fxture?
Well, to be honest, Fixer's probably just wearing his usual getup. It's like a typical sort of suit and blazer, maybe a little disheveled, but not enough for it to be like, He looks surprisingly good in it, though. Granted, he probably looks good in just about anything he puts on. At least he thinks so. So, it's just the usual getup. Nothing too special.
So, so a button down with no tie, a blazer, maybe some khaki pants.
Yeah.
Kinda nice shoes.
Probably. They're a little scuffed, but they look nice. They've been recently polished.
Well, a lot of good that did this morning, because they're everything that you're wearing now is pretty dusty.
And you don't really care too much about getting dirty. Oh.
Yeah, but time spent polishing is now time wasted.
Could be worse. His shoes could be, have a few bullet holes in them. I mean, he's had worse nights. He's dealt with worse. He's seen some blood. He's got blood on his suits once or twice. With the field that the field that he works in, you're gonna see a lot of stuff. Dust, that ain't nothing. It all washes out or polishes out, or sometimes it stains, which that would suck. But let's hope this doesn't stain.
Lou, he kind of eyes your jacket just a little bit at how vibrant it is in comparison to your hair and your sort of very pale features in a way, kind of accentuating your paleness a little bit. But Fxture, he kind of looks at your style and is maybe a little more visibly hesitant to look at you further. Turning back to Lou. I understand that you're the fixer of this particular little group. Aren't you a little young?
Is Saul sitting down?
He's kind of leaning against the bar for the moment.
Oh, he's at the bar?
Yeah.
Is he on the other side of the bar?
No, he's leaning up against the one side.
Customer side of the bar, leaning against it. Okay.
Yeah.
There's
not really anybody behind the bar at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just trying to place him and me in the scene.
The customer side of the bar kind of faces the rest of the room, so
yeah,
kind of open to everything.
Yeah.
Go on, Felix. Go on.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she just continues to stand there. She says, well, you've heard, right? Trix told me a little bit about your conversation.
Mm-hmm.
She said you're looking for, what, a little more certainty that you're throwing yourselves in with a good hand?
I have very little confidence that I'd be throwing into anything without some... yeah, I suppose some assurances. The only reason that I would even be considering this in the first place is because Trix is family.
I get that.
Otherwise, he looks at Lou and then Fxture. Neither of you mean anything to me. So, from what I understand, it's a very dangerous job. And that very dangerous job comes at the cost of lives. And lives I'm not willing to throw to the wolves. Especially because Trix mentioned it was Arasaka.
Your family, Saul, The Aldecados mean a lot to you.
Of course they
They
do.
mean a lot to Trix. And I think it would be the greatest display of vanity to waste their lives in that way. We came to you out of respect and out of admiration. And frankly, as Trix put it, out of a shared desire to raise the tide for all boats. Without getting into the overt specifics of the operation, because frankly it's in its infant stages. I don't see the Aldecados as a vanguard force. Not because it's beneath you, or because you couldn't handle it, but because of that shocking waste of life that would surely mean.
So we're in agreement on that.
Absolutely. Unquestionably. No, you guys, your family, nomads, whether you take that term pejoratively or not, you're known for one thing. And it's motion. I thought, exploit your strengths and not your weaknesses. Use you for cavalry. And for shock troopers instead of vanguard. No, we'll hire gangers. To fill the ranks for the street, and they'll be happy to make whatever scoff we pull together for them. There's a paycheck for every man, woman, and child that operates in this, for sure. But more importantly, there's a huge bounty on the big man at the end. We would cut you in on that, unquestionably.
All right, then talk numbers.
%15
Of?
$75,000.
And this would be us taking a job from you as a fixer.
That's right. On top of the per diem pay, which includes armor, weapons, and whatever else our client is paying for the job alone. That 15% is on top of that if we get our man.
That's a big if.
We'll get our man. We're not doing this not to get him. like I said, the operation's in its infant stages. We're not doing this to take a swipe at him. There's no way we take this operation. Gosh, how do I put this? If we fail, the Aldecados walk away scot-clean. But Trix, myself, and even new guy back there, there's nowhere we can run. No depth in the desert, no step, no dust cloud we can hide inside that we'll possibly escape. This is for all the marbles. For us, the payday is the cherry on top.
It's personal.
We're doing this for a much higher calling. I think personal undersells it a little bit.
Your personal business is your personal business, and I don't need you to go into details.
Suffice it to say, if someone came after your family, would you suffer him to live?
For as short a time frame as possible.
Then we are of the same heart and mind, that's all. Because that coyote comes back one day, and he comes back with a pack.
Then I hope it's worth it for you.
Oh, it will be.
I'll make my final decision when I see some of the armor and weaponry that's going to be provided by your client, to get a gauge of the quality of equipment you're talking about. Because if we could otherwise use that equipment outside of this job, then it might be worth considering.
That's not unreasonable. It might be some time before that happens, but you don't mind waiting.
If you're in no rush, I'm in no rush.
Copacetic.
However, I'm going to argue 30%.
That's quite the jump, Saul.
Convince me. You may be young, but you strike me as an experienced young individual. Someone who's been a shrewd negotiator and dealt with shrewd negotiators themselves. You know how to sway a conversation. So, Fxture, convince me why I should do this job. For 15% instead of 30%. Now, if you would like, Amber, we can leave this to a roll if you are having a trouble role-playing the conversation.
No. I'm going to say something, and then I'm 100% going to haggle roll.
Okay.
That goes without saying. I was doing some math so I could come up with exactly what to say.
Okay. Fantastic.
I don't know the last time you got a job from Biotechnica. The last time they paid me to get information for them, we got 800 eddies ahead for a day's work. Given the danger associated, I would guess 1,500 per person. You'll throw 20 to 30 guys at this, right, Saul? It's not a matter of whether you can say no to 15 additional %. An extra 11,000 eddies. A paltry amount, to be fair. My gift to you is a show of good faith. My gift to you as a show of our trust in you as family. A tie of our fates together. The question is, can you turn down 50,000 eddies? To sit back and watch Arasaka kill some gangers. And decide whether or not to help. And then drive off into the sunset with shiny new armor jack and shiny new rifles.
So the final number, just so that I'm clear.
Because if you can, then I'll ask someone else. Now I'm done talking. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Just so that I'm clear, how much? So, Calhoun was offering you 100,000, right?
For killing Die Hard,
Yeah,
75.
75.
I'm willing to raise that to 100, which would have been 25 per member of our party.
So if he was offering you 75,
Yep.
how
That
much?
is in addition to the individual pay of all of the goons.
Okay.
That is separate. That is pure bounty for killing Die Hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is what I'm pulling that 15% from.
Okay.
And I'm coming up with this theoretical number of maybe 1,500. I'm not promising that. I'm suggesting maybe that's what Biotechnica is going to pay, based on my dealing with them.
Okay, because you threw out a number for 50,000, so I'm just making it clear how much exactly you're offering him.
This is a hypothetical number.
Okay.
If that was not clear, I will make that clear.
Okay. But
yeah, that was a hypothetical number.
15%
Because
of
I
the
said
75. Okay.
I said that the last time they paid us, it was $800 a head to gather information.
Okay.
And I'm assuming combat pay is going to be quite a bit higher.
Okay.
So you're going to bring what? 20 to 30 people? 30 people times $1,500 eddies a head is 45,000.
Okay.
That's about 50,000. So hence where that number came from.
Okay, so I'm just understanding your math a little bit. Okay.
That's why I'm throwing that number at him.
Okay.
If he wants to fight me over 50, if he wants to fight me over 15%, the argument says he's wasting his time, because the real meat of this is how much Calhoun's paying for muscle.
Yeah. Okay.
Potentially.
Okay.
Which, even if Calhoun's not paying that much for muscle, I assume I'm going to be able to move the numbers around per person, which means I can make more happen for them than happen for gangers. So I can manipulate that and make that happen.
Okay, fair enough. I think I understand your logic and your math now. So,
thank you.
So
happy to explain.
No problem. I'm just not a math whiz.
And I can roll if you want me to roll now.
Yes. So that will be your haggle roll. So you're trading plus your ranks in Fxture.
Correct, which is 6 now.
Ooh.
Yeah, thank you. I want to throw luck at this, but I'm so low on luck. I'm just going to go flat.
Do it anyway.
But you've also got another couple conversations coming up later on in the session.
That is exactly what I'm saying. I think I need to hang on to my luck just in case. I'm going to let it go. And hope for the best.
Oh my god.
How bad was it?
That was amazing.
Nope, that's a 23, actually.
Okay.
You rolled a 9 on your D10, so...
So there needs to be a 6 on that, so I rolled a 29.
Okay, so 29 with your Fxture ranks. Because
you're
already a level 6 trading, and 8 cool. Yep. This is what she do. She's good at this. So
I'm gonna level up my trading soon.
Hell yes, absolutely.
I mean, with a 30, I think I get to.
Be the shrewdest negotiator you could ever be. Okay. So, now that I understand where you're coming from with this, and with you kind of back and forth on the numbers, kind of him understanding where you're coming from, and you understanding where he's coming from when it comes to, well, he doesn't really want to, waste a whole lot of manpower. He doesn't want anyone to die, obviously, because these are all family. He's willing to listen because Trix is family. Estranged family, but family nonetheless. And so, after a bit of time, just kind of discussing the numbers and kind of going over the logistics, maybe a tiny bit, maybe not going into grand detail, but kind of getting an idea of what it is that you're looking to do, he's kind of crunching some numbers in his own mind, and it's obvious that he's, thinking very strongly about this in general.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of pondering for a moment before somebody else in the group of nomads that's with you it kind of pipes up and asks, "Why take a corpo job?" And Saul kind of quiets them for a moment, just still pondering for himself. They're very young. They're maybe kind of older teens, maybe young adult, and maybe a little bit of an upstart, trying to poke their nose into the conversation a little bit. But
Salt shuts him down.
kind of shuts him down for a moment and says, "You drive a hard bargain. And I will admit I am quite impressed with your sort of plans as far as the numbers, the armaments that you believe that this person can provide, the equipment as well, whatever it is that we might need. That this person is true to their word and will stick to it. You trust that will happen?"
We ended up in a very lucky situation in that the subject and the client hate each other very, very much. And the client is in much more mortal danger than we ever will be. He needs this, or he wouldn't be funding a venture such as this. His life depends on it.
And so he's willing to throw everything at the wall.
He's willing to throw everything at the wall, and he trusts us. It's the best possible situation. I will say, corpos aren't my favorite to work for. If it were up to me, we'd tear every brick and mortar down. But we can't take them on without using some of their own power. This is how we take advantage of them.
It's a lot to consider. But you have...
I've done my best to consider it all.
You've put a lot of thought into this, and I can tell that it means a lot to you specifically.
To be honest, I don't feel like I've put enough thought into it yet.
I'm sure you will, though.
I promise.
Trix, he kind of then shoots you a glance. Kind of a...
She's been...
What do you think?
she's
Without
been sitting
words,
nearby.
just a glance.
Yeah. She's been listening in, watching the two of them. And she's just gonna give a nod back.
You, like I said, have driven a hard bargain. And so, I am not the only decision maker out of the Aldecaldos. But I think with what you're proposing, I have enough to go to the other leaders. But I will say that I'm impressed.
Thank you. Coming from your leader of your stature, I am really humbled by your statement. We'll send you a message as soon as we get our hands on the shipment of weapons, armor to pass your inspection. I will probably just send them by courier. Or maybe I'll send the kid.
I should have your answer by then.
Copacetic.
Don't the kids these days say preem?
Never much felt like kids my age.
A lot of wear and tear on the gears that drive you, hmm?
Maybe I had them replaced too early.
Maybe.
There's some miles left.
It's prudent to be a cautious driver.
I'll take your advice.
You take care of your ride, it'll take care of you. That includes yourself.
Thanks, Saul. Meanwhile, I think you guys have a lot of wonderful fuel coming your way, and I am not talking about Chew. Your girl Trix got you guys the best booze to party to. And I'm sad that I won't be there to enjoy it.
Told you I would.
Molly's been hounding you, hasn't she?
Not really, but she doesn't really, not make it obvious. She's looking for some stuff.
Well, better not keep her waiting then, should you?
No, figured we'd load them onto your guys' stuff and I ride out with you. Let these two go off and have their own fun.
All right.
Let it be family only.
No ill intentions, of course.
I'll wait to earn my place.
And Saul will go with Trix to go and unload all of the alcohol from the alcohol and mixers from the back of your truck.
Lou's gonna go stop over by Fxture.
Yeah, at some point he had just walked away, and he's out with a camera, and he's taking pictures of the wasteland.
He does like a wolf whistle with her fingers.
He'll pipe up, and he'll kind of turn. He's like, all the barn stuff's done, is it?
Yeah, they're just gonna unload the booze.
Oh.
You
Needing
see
help, I
any?
assume?
No, they've got it. I think. You see any lizards or anything out here?
Uh, maybe like one. I think all of them might have died or something sometime back in the day when nature was a thing, you know. But
Oh shit!
nah, just beautiful deserts, you know. I haven't exactly been out this way before, so
It's kind of depressing.
I think it's beautiful. But that the beautiful, depressing, I guess they could exist at the same time.
You you meeting Sparks today?
Yeah, me and Washboard got an appointment later on down by that noodle stand you guys met me at.
Okay. Well, I'll run you back to town as soon as we get done out here.
Alrighty. You know where to find me.
Okay.
So, Fxture, since you're spending a
Yeah.
little bit of time with your camera in hand,
Yeah.
what kind of camera is it? Kind of a
It's
modern.
probably like, yeah, like a modern kind of like, it's definitely not like a recording type. It's more of like a digital kind of like photo-esque sort of like camera. Definitely more for taking pictures than anything.
Okay. The kind that'll
Just
take those pictures, save them to a shard.
yeah,
Has it got any fancy
exactly.
features?
Uh, I mean that focus is pretty great. I mean you ain't gonna find a better camera in Night City. I'm just saying. Well, you will, but he's not gonna tell you that, you know.
He damn well believes that his mediocre sort of. He's actually taking his agent, his cell phone, and actually clicking pictures with it himself, rather than using a, professional standard camera. This man's is using his iPhone.
It gets the job done.
If it gets the job done. Lots of people have their agent kind of installed into their cyberware these days, but you're more of a handheld sort of user. You're not. You like it for its camera features because it has a camera in it, not necessarily that you're taking photos with your eyeballs, because that feels something a little less human to you, maybe.
Well, I mean, not that I'm opposed to ever getting that sort of attachment. However, sometimes there's just something genuine about something that doesn't come from the eyes.
Something more tangible.
Yeah.
You have to click a
Now,
button.
picture. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
You have to click a button instead of just thinking a thought.
Blinking. Yeah.
Or blinking, or thinking a command, or something a little less involved.
You know, sometimes, they say that a picture says 1,000 words, but what fun is the picture if it comes from a point of view you're used to seeing?
Not that a lot of your articles have very much in the way of photos, but you do occasionally like to do a little bit of that.
Well, with this next piece I'm, putting together, at least the next major one, I'm gonna need all the photos I can get. I got a special something that I'm making for someone else.
You can keep your secrets. For now. But after all the unloading is done, and Trix and the nomads have started to head back towards the camp, wherever that might be. What do you and Lou get up to next?
Got anything on the agenda, kid?
I've gotta run a few errands around town. Nothing crazy. Just running a few errands around town.
The way that you say around town makes me a little suspicious that it might just not be some errands around town, but I am not one to pry, although there is a little time before my meeting, so if you need assistance with anything, know that Steven Steele's got your back, okay?
Okay. Well, let's see. You heard me. Well, I don't know. When did you duck out? Did you hear me talking to gangers about recruiting them for our little suicide mission?
I'm going to be honest. The moment I stopped checking out the guy with the facial hair, and the moment that you opened your mouth about business, I dipped out.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. I'm glad that I didn't scare you off. That was my main concern, is the terrifying you with the thought of your impending mortality. When I look out at the Badlands, I think this is what it's gonna look like after I'm gone. But you know what? If you're not bothered by that, then I'm not bothered by that. Point was, yeah, if your meeting's not too soon, maybe you can come with me and chat up some thugs.
Thugs? Oh, wow.
Scoundrels,
Sure.
villains, yeah, that kind of thing.
I've danced with some villains before. It ain't gonna be, well, might be new. I don't know. This is probably gonna be a different type of tango than I'm used to, but.
Okie dokie.
You poor kid. Oh, you guys have
Sure.
gotten yourself into some trouble bringing me around. Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Right on. Tiny dancer. Great. Let's get out of. Oh, look, they're done with the truck. We can go, I guess.
Sure. Oh,
Let me
I
just
should
check
have,
in with Trix.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. You're fine. Sorry. Reporter
No,
tends
it's not like
to
you wanted to
talk to
say
himself.
something. Do you want to? Oh, you were talking to yourself?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. She wanders off to find Trix. Too stupid. It's too stupid. To go from like this the caliber, the weight of that like whole fucking monologue to like this is like, it's kind of giving me whiplash.
Listen, man just wanted to look at the desert, okay? And he's just wanted the desert.
It's great. It's so good. I'm loving it. Yeah, Trix.
Yep.
Yes, I'm.
Oh, there you are. You gonna be good out here? What am I talking about? Of course you're good out here.
If I wasn't, I'm pretty sure this entire group kicked my ass.
Yeah, I'm not worried about you. Okay, we're gonna head back into town. Try to rustle up some gangers. And just between you and me, I'm gonna try and get some more information on that Sparks fellow.
I mean, I'm gonna be talking to him. I mean,
You can't hear me.
I can't. You're. I'm everywhere.
Don't be that guy. Come on.
I'm
Useless.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Useless twink. Anyway, I'm gonna, do due diligence, see if I can get any more information on him, just to, be sure that he's feeding us the right information.
Alright. When I get done with these guys, I'll see what I can dig up too.
Yeah, I'd love that. Love to hear that. Don't stress yourself too hard, though. You should unwind a little bit. You've earned it.
Oh, I plan on it.
Awesome.
Need any help, you let me know. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Cool. All right. See you back in town.
Good luck.
All right. So Lou and Fxture are going to head back into town, where Trix is going to spend some time with the Aldecaldos, which I think will take a brief break, and when we come back, we will find out what these edge runners are getting up to. But in the meantime, stick around and get yourselves something to drink, something to snack on, all that sort of good stuff, and we'll be right back, everybody.
Ooh.
Welcome back, everyone, to Night City Stargazers. We meet back up with Fxture, Mr. Stephen Steele, the reporter who's tagged along with these edge runners for a little bit now. He's gotten to know them for a little bit. Got bored of the negotiations between Lou and Saul, and after having taken some photos of the lovely desert during the middle of the day on a clear sky, finds himself back inside the city, probably a little bit more to his ease. Something about open spaces and tall buildings, having a preference for the city life rather than the dusty trail. But you find yourself at a particular noodle stand where you have called a contact. Can't really call him a friend. He hasn't really declared you as such. But he hasn't not declared you as such. So maybe there's progress.
Maybe. Yeah, get away from me.
And so, as a part of your journalistic professionalism and inquiry, you wanted to meet up with him here as a way to break the ice, as a way to get the scoop. Maybe there's a story in it. Maybe there's something to fish out and present to the public. And you've been waiting a couple minutes. Your noodles are kind of getting cold, but it's a noodle stand. You're meant to eat at your own pace and then leave. It's not really an indoor fixture as one might go to a shop for. No, this is a stand. This is one of your favorites. This is the one that seems to have the best in the way of teriyaki easy beef and scallions ramen.
Oh yes, the favorite.
But it isn't before long that you hear the footsteps of another individual approaching, and your professional eye kind of darting at anyone who does approach, whether they be patron of this particular stand or not. And you would do eventually spot your contact. A Dexter Sparks. Not in uniform, but known to be a MaxTac officer.
Starting to think you flaked on me, washboard. Good to see you still here.
Don't call me that.
Oh, come on. I've called you this how many times, and you haven't. Well, you have tried to stop me. I was about to say you haven't, but that would be a total lie, to be honest. So.
Starting to wonder why I put up with you, Scream Sheet.
I'm starting to wonder that too. Maybe it's my natural charm. But no, or it's because I do good work. Speaking of, this is a business call. You know that, right? That's why I brought you to the greatest stand in all of Night City.
This Ska Peep?
Now, hold on now. You respect Yosuke. You respect his noodles, alright?
What do you want?
Well, come on and sit down.
He just kind of rolls his eyes. He just kind of shakes his head. He's got this kind of chiseled jaw sort of look, clean shaven. His hair is a little bit on the shorter side, but not necessarily recently cut. It's a little bit grown out for the style that he's wearing, but not by much. From what you can tell based on his appearance, he kind of gets the usual sort of very low cut on the sides, kind of like in a fade, but kind of keeps the top a little bit shaggy, and very practical, given that his profession requires him to wear a helmet and goggles most of the time. And, the backstack officers really do kind of have a uniform look to them when they're in, uniform. To maybe be of the little bit of that, what is that ancient film called? Terminator? Maybe 100 years old by now. Kind of give that sort of a vibe. And so, when he's out of uniform, obviously, you can still see that he is well-toned, that he is still very much an athletic sort of build, as one would expect for a group of the NCPD that deals with cyber psychos primarily. Some of the strongest and most cybernetic people out there in the streets of Night City. And it's clear that he's had some augmentations done as well. He's obviously had some boosters to his physical appearance. He does have the sort of tell of his knuckles that he does have some cyber hands in his possession. As far as you're aware, that's as far as he's ever shown you as to what he sports as far as cyberware. Obviously, he's got the standard fare of like the neuroport. He does have. You think he might have some color shift eyes, but you're not certain on that. But otherwise, is a relatively well trained and well sculpted individual.
Is he?
Must be for the job that he performs.
Looks very good while doing it, too.
Begrudgingly, he sits on the stool next to you and just kind of sighs for a moment. All right, I'm sitting. What do you want?
Now, you have a little more purview to such things than I do. And there's a particular event that I couldn't help but overhear a few nights ago, and he's gonna give Dexter or Officer Sparks, Mr. Sparks, washboard, the date that the runners that he just joined up with, the date that they had heard like the shooting, and about the time period. Now, my personal theory is maybe some Tinos got tussled up, but if you would have happened to know anything, that would help me, that would help the city. It would be very beneficial to a lot of people. You feel me?
Why would I tell you?
You act like this is like the worst thing you've ever told me before. Is this that big of a deal?
No.
Is this something?
No. I'm asking you, as I have always asked you in the past, why should I fucking tell you? You're just going to publish it in the paper, and you're just going to write something extremely, how should I say this? Off the wall, something a little bit, I don't know, a little exaggerated, something a little, how does one put it? But you understand what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. And to that, I will reply with,
Sensationalized.
do you understand how important journalism and news is to the average citizen, Officer Sparks?
The scream sheets are abuzz with the latest trends in laser pop fashion. Why not write
Yes.
something about that?
Well, you see, because what I do is give the people information, right? What I do is better than what any of those other hacks do. Because I understand what integrity is, okay? Now, the scream sheets, the little papers that we write, they keep the public in a certain mood and a certain eye. And if they do not get their scoop, well, they go looking for themselves. Now, I'll ask you, Officer Sparks, do you want a bunch of random citizens poking around in gang territory or going in places they shouldn't go into?
As soon as you write your article, they're going to be that.
You would be surprised how smart the average citizen is nowadays
No.
compared to how it was at least 20, 30 years ago.
No. People are cattle. They follow the whims of the one who leads, and the one who leads usually leads them into some kind of trash heap. So I'm not buying it. Not this time. If you want to sensationalize things about the fucking Max Tack, go fucking right ahead. Make us out to be the demons and the devils and all of that other sort of bullshit that you want to sensationalize about the NCPD.
Hey, now, I have had nothing but good things to say about Max Tech and the NCPD. Alright? They are a very useful resource to me, okay? Not only that, they got some good-looking men, too. Of course, you know that. You're in Max Tech.
He just glares at you.
Alright, look. The thing is, this job is a little more personal than some of the other ones that I've come to you for.
In what way?
Well, let's
Why
just
do
say
you
this is
care
the
about
first.
Tinos?
I don't care about the Tinos. I care about the shooting.
Again, why?
Mr. Sparks, I've seen countless people be mowed down in my life, okay? And if there's any sort of help that I can give to the people, any sort of essence of closure I can give the general populace, I'm gonna go and do it, alright? There is a feeling that one gets in the anonymity, the anonymous. There's a big word that I cannot say, but it's close to anonymous, I suppose. There's a piece of closure that people often don't get when they hear about deaths, either through the papers or through the radio or through channels. What I'm trying to say here is that this information could bring someone closure. It could bring me closure. Sparks, when I was in school, there was a boy that got gunned down by Tinos. Now, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty details, but since that moment, I'm not saying that's the moment when I decided I wanted to be a journalist. In fact, it was one of many factors that probably led to it, just being the first straw on the camel's back. But I'm a man of justice, believe it or not. My sensualization is a mask for a deeper purpose in hand. That is to uphold justice. And I think that is something that you can get along with. Because I want to see people get put away. And so if something I do can get people put away, I want to be there. I want to help the bad guys get put in the places the bad guys go. And if this could lead me to something deeper, I could help put away so many people. You need a man with publicity to do the shadow's work sometimes. But give someone a scrap so the shadow can take the meat left over. You understand what I'm saying?
Look, this isn't something that I have any particular knowledge about. Why come to me?
You're my in with the law. You think a lot of cops are gonna, a lot of people are gonna put up with my attitude?
I barely do.
But you keep coming back. And that has to mean that we have some sort of professional relationship going on here.
It
You know,
means,
besides all of my incessant flirting and all that fun stuff. But, you know, oh, sorry, what does that mean?
you know, usually you come around saying, hey, I've got some cash. But I haven't seen a single Eddie come out of your wallet.
How many eddies is it gonna take?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything. But if Tinos are bumping off, good.
I don't necessarily disagree with that statement either, but I want to know why they're popping off. If that makes sense. I'm starting to think that there might be a underlying issue that no one else is seeing. Maybe call it a hunch.
Then go ask the Valentinos.
You think I'm gonna take my pretty little head over to the Valentinos? You know how many of those boys would pay for a night to mess me up?
Plenty.
Exactly. I don't think I have enough time or the care to go do that. Well, I mean, I guess I could, but that has to be... You have to know someone that does, though.
Again, you haven't answered my question as to why my name came up. Why me?
Do I tell him?
I don't know, do you?
We've had a... His name... It was the thing... His name was, like, thrown around at, like, a couple of bars, right? That was the...
Something
thing,
like
right?
that. Yep. Couple of rumors.
Well, your name started coming up in some rumors.
Such as...
That either you might have been involved or you knew the person involved in such a case. So in a way, I'm trying to clear your name, really. Which I'm doing you a favor in doing that.
I don't know what you're talking about. My name is clear.
Yes, but the streets are talking your name. As in, the streets. You know, the gangs, people in bars. You know how fast word gets out like that? People bar hop.
Let him talk.
Do you have any sense of self-preservation? Because every time I talk, like, look, I respect the work you do. Like, I really do. You've gunned down some really terrible people, but
And he quickly grabs
don't-
you by the throat.
Don't care. All right.
He's not squeezing. He's just...
Okay.
You're hanging there. Just a little bit. A little bit on your tiptoes. Not so much that he's choking you out, but he's lifted your neck so that you're hanging by his hand.
Believe it or not, I care about you, and I don't want your name to have a number next to it, alright?
I'm Max Tack.
And that just means a bigger number.
It means I go after worse guys. The kinds of guys that make you shit your pants in the night because they'll come and cut you down. So let 'em talk. I'll eventually get 'em.
There's nothing I can do to get you to help me on. Show you a few eddies. Hook you up with some pretty lady.
There isn't a goddamn lady that you would talk to that I would want to talk to, too.
Now that hurts. That hurts a little bit, but you're not foreign to hurting my feelings and just
And he lets you go.
Thank God. Huh. Alright, I was starting to feel a little something there. Good. It's probably a good time that you let me go. Look, I come to you because you're good, okay? And I wouldn't come to you if, one, I didn't trust you, and two, I didn't like you. Now, you might not like me, and you might not like the work I do. But what I do works for a lot of people. And I was hoping you could give me anything that you knew. It doesn't matter how minuscule it is. I don't care. If you tell me I will keep your name out of it. And hell, if it makes you feel better, I won't even use it in any sort of piece. I will give you the full... I will put it on my pretty face that anything that you give me from this, I will not put in a paper. Does that make you feel any better?
But you're a journalist looking for a scoop to climb the ladder, mister. And last I checked, you were kind of bottom of the totem pole in your particular little paper. You know, getting laughed at by your colleagues. So
There's a certain kind of care that I have that they don't, and they see me as inferior because of it.
You think maybe they're right in that you're wasting your time?
I wouldn't consider it wasting my time. Believe it or not, I have principles that I stand on. I'm not just some pretty face. I'm not just some guy that you'll find in a... I have morals. I have standards. And I have a code that I live by. And people can call that code a waste of time, but I call that code my life. And at the end of the day, I don't care how slow the progress is, if I can make it big by holding on to that code, then by God, I'll do it.
Make a persuasion roll.
I'm gonna pour some luck into this. I ain't got no big rolls. Let's pour 3 luck into this.
Okay.
All right. Let me go to here. Find my persuasion. Add 3 to that. I don't know where it went. That's a 24.
Yep, that'll be a 24. He sighs. You're gonna get yourself killed one day, you know that? Start poking around in
Look.
the wrong guy's backyard, and you're gonna get 2 hot ones to the skull, chum.
Oh, so now you're gonna start suddenly caring about me, are you?
I didn't say that.
I don't know. It sounds like you're telling me I'm getting a little too deep. Sounds like you want me to pull out. Sounds like you care about me.
Just shut up, stupid.
Look, I knew I had a death wish the moment I stepped foot in this kind of career, okay?
A lot of good reporters get their ass kicked. How about you leave the snooping around the gangs to the NCPD and their hired help if you care about that pretty head of yours.
Oh, but I want that knowledge more. Oh. Oh no, my pretty face. I want the knowledge. You really shouldn't be surprised at this point. What if I did let the NCPD do their thing? Would you tell me what they find? Do you have a way to tell me what they find?
If I'm ever on the scene, it's 'cause it got bad.
So you were there, is what you're saying.
He says nothing.
He's gonna take out a. This is it's a little archaic, but he loves this kind of stuff. He's gonna take out like a notepad and a ballpoint pen and just slide it over to him, locking eyes with him.
He just eyeballs the pad and pen.
Don't feel comfortable talking about it. You can always write it.
I'm hearing the same rumors that you did. There's some restructuring going on in the gangs, and you should leave it alone.
But why is your name being brought up in it?
You tell me, reporter.
It's starting to sound like you might have been there. It's my theory. You might be involved. I don't know. You're a very tough man to read, Mr. Sparks. And you keep it that way for a reason.
In fact, give me a human perception roll.
Hey, let's try this. Like a +9 to it, I might be fine. I might not need to.
Ooh, yikers.
I might have needed that.
That's a crit fail.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about what this man is hiding or saying or.
100% he's hard to read.
Yeah, it's exactly what I said.
100%.
Yep. I'm only going to say this because it's going to accentuate my point. You're probably going to hit me for it at some point when no one's looking. However, Watchboard, I am literally willing to do whatever you want me to do. To get just a little inkling. You said you don't know anything. And I'm sorry, part of me wants to doubt that. And you might be telling the truth to me. I honestly don't know. Like I said, your eyes are filled with so much hate right now that it's hard to really read what's in between them, to be honest. So, you might not know anything. You might. How about you take this pen, you take this pad. If you don't know something, just leave it. If you do, take it, or if you know a way you can, take it and bring it back to me later.
You really are dumber than a bag of bricks, aren't you? Put 2 and 2 together, Einstein. And he gets up to start to walk away.
Yes, man. So, TLDR, he doesn't know either. But restructuring is the thing, okay? Or he can't tell me, is what it sounds like. Did he take the pad and the pen? I'm assuming he didn't.
Nope. So, assuming that him leaving it is him having told you that that's all he knows.
Yeah. Okay. So he knows just about as much as I do.
And in this particular interaction,
yeah,
you're finding it very hard to follow what he's saying and read his body language. So you definitely feel like you didn't get a whole lot of anywhere here. But there's always a next time.
There's always a next time. Hey, I hound him enough times, maybe he'll... All right. I can sort of confirm from that, at least, that he might have been on the scene. Because he did say if his name was there, it... he was probably there. That's an assumption.
I mean, sometimes an investigation starts with an assumption.
It's gonna kind of look out at him walking away. It's like, should have killed me when you had the chance, Washboard. Should have killed me when you had the chance. Get up. Gotta send a few messages out, basically saying like, I didn't get too much off of him. A little more stubborn than usual, although I do believe him. He doesn't know a lot. But if his name is being brought up, he probably had some form of play in it. It's looking like my usual channels aren't going to work. We're going to have to look underground. Something about this does not sit right with me.
And you send that to the group?
Yep.
Okay. Loup and Trix, you'll eventually get that message. Which, at this particular point in the night, I am going to say that we're going to call that a session. I do apologize, everybody, that, us having short sessions is kind of going to be the norm on Wednesdays, as I do work most Thursdays. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we got to see a little bit more of what Fxture does as far as his own little contacts and things like that. Next time, we're going to see. We're gonna find out more about what Loup gets up to in the following portions, because I do want to eventually get back to that, so that we don't skip out on what it is that you're looking for, Loup. But thanks you guys for watching out in the audience. So so let's talk about some improvement points. So we generally go through the book and see, because there is tables for it in the Cyberpunk Red rulebook about roleplay prompts and things of that sort for being able to improve your character as one does. And we also in the poll at the top of the chat also give out additional points for the audience's favorite. So be sure to get your vote in. Twitch chat, YouTube, if you're watching this, you sadly do not get to vote, but you're always welcome to come watch us live. And that's when we get to do that. So you get to pick, if you do come into chat and watch live, you get to pick who, with the rest of the chat, you get to pick who your favorite was. So let's talk about improvement points for the group. So it was kind of a shorter session today, so I think for the group as a whole, you did progress a little bit further into your mission. So I'm going to say 10 points across the board for the steps forward that you made today. And then we have the roleplay prompts, which in the Cyberpunk Red in the Cyberpunk Red core rulebook, there is the warrior, the socializer, the explorer, and the role player, based on who in the party was each of those particular roles in the session that time. So for the warrior, it revolves around combat skills, but doesn't always have to be. So who was the warrior today and used their skills to progress plot, to progress inquiry, to progress investigation? Who was the most effective in that?
Lou.
100% Lou.
Lou.
Okay.
Yep. Not even gonna be modest about it.
Lou, you did have some pretty decent rolls today, so actually the one roll you made today was a 23, bumped up with your ranks to a 29, so I think that qualifies. So I'm gonna say that's a 20-point earn for you.
Great.
The socializer, the person who was the most supportive in doing what the party was getting up to in other ways, whether that's maintaining the party cohesion, whether that's taking the appropriate actions towards different plot points. What do we think?
Lou.
It could be Trix.
I'll give it to Lou.
Oh, well, Lou wins out because popularity. I'd say that's another 10 points. You were supportive and helpful to the party. The explorer attempted to investigate or explore the world and situation. Who was the explorer today?
Fxture.
Yeah, sure.
Well, he attempted to investigate, but it wasn't to a particular exceptional effect today. As
I have the theory.
Attempted work as well as it could.
Yeah.
I do have a theory.
Counts.
Do tell.
I have a theory. Well, he definitely knows something. He's not telling me for whatever reason. That I think I can 100% get on, because he did drop the hint that if his name was being brought up, it was probably there. However, there's probably a bit of sensitivity with this job that there isn't with a lot of the other ones. That's why he's not saying anything.
It's an interesting theory. So, your roles kind of betrayed you today a little bit in
Yeah.
that investigation. So I think that's going to be a 10-point earn for you today. But
Okay.
your theory is a theory, and if you wish to follow that theory, you're more than welcome to. I'm never going to stop you and tell you that your theory is wrong. I'm just going to point you in a direction that your theory points you in.
Okay.
So, role player, who was the... We can treat this as sort of a best line or a best scene, something that was a bit standout in the roleplay portions of this particular session today.
You need a man with. Go ahead.
I was about to say, I wanted to throw mine in there for the whole hazing thing.
That's good. Very Trix.
Very Trix.
Yeah.
It's very, but it's very Raven. Raven does that with her characters a lot.
Yeah.
I gotta put people through a hazing process.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I pulled a good line from Fxture. You need a man with publicity to do the shadows work. That was pretty hard.
Very interesting line, for sure. Fxture,
Pretty
you
hard.
got the audience's favorite, by the way, so you get that additional 10 points.
Good for you.
Okay. I'm gonna be selfish and I was proud of that line. I'm not gonna lie. I had it on the ready, and I was like, this is the perfect situation for me to use this.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be selfish on myself and give it.
Okay. So far, 2 and Raven, you agree?
Yeah, I agree on that one.
Okay. Then, take yourself 20 points for the roleplay portion there, Mr. Fxture.
Alrighty.
So, that will conclude the improvement points section of the game. Thank you guys again so much for playing, because you guys are great players, and thank you Velocity again for jumping in and, you know, taking up the role of Fxture, Mr. Steven Steele, a up-and-comer scream sheet writer who may or may not have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder about justice.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I've wanted to play this kind of character for a long time.
He's definitely very interesting, and we'll have to see what happens more in regards to his own investigations, in regards to the Valentinos, now that he's understanding a little bit about what's maybe going on, whether he knows it or not. And find out a little bit more about, well, progressing this whole anti-Die Hard campaign that our Edge runners might also be on too. So, thanks out in the audience for watching. Again, we do play this game on every Wednesday from right around 10 p.m. Eastern Time, given that myself and VelocityArrow here do work typically getting home so around 9 o'clock anyway. So it's gonna probably be the running time frame, and we're gonna continue to have kind of short sessions in that, you know, having to work in the morning is a thing, but I hope that you as players are enjoying even the short times that we are having here on the channel. So
Coffee, it's a delight to play with you.
yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is. I'm happy to finally get at one of your tables.
Well, good. But you're it's maybe been a long time coming. But yeah, And if you're on YouTube and you have discovered us somehow and you are not following on Twitch, you really should head over to twitch.tv/CoffeeCatPresents, because that's where we do all of these shows live here for the Cyberpunk Red with the Edge Runners supplements as part of the edition, as well as D&D 5th edition on Saturdays. Typically at the same time, at the same time frame, 10 o'clock Eastern. So, yeah, come by and say hi and chat, and if you're here at the end, you should vote for your favorite when you are here, even if you're not sure who the characters are. Just do it. But yeah. I'm a little behind on posting previous episodes, so just give me some time to get that updated, as the move over the summer definitely is kicking me in the teeth a little bit as far as getting back into a groove, but we're getting there. So until then, until we see you on Saturday and again on Wednesday later, for the other two, for the more of this show and D&D on Saturdays. Till we see you then, say good night, everybody.
Night.
Night, everybody.
Good night. Bye-bye.